Greetings, YouTube family. I have an update for you. Well, okay, so I, what I feel like I've completed my, I believe it's been about a month in Gateway One for Sacred Words, and so this week, this last 7 days, I'm actually going to be following the Sacred Words 7 day transformative work. And I didn't realize this at first, but as you go through the gateway and observe for however long you intend to, in order to move on to the next gateway, she has a section in here where you do a 7 day transformation type of type of session. And so I'm so excited to realize this section in the book, and it never really clicked with me before. Like I said, this isn't my first time reading it, but for whatever reason, I just didn't really put the two together. I knew that there was a lot of information in here for each of the gateways, and that there was quite a bit that you could cover. But yeah, so this time I'm going to actually participate in the 7 day transition, and so I'm going to just cover some of the things that you're supposed to observe as you're transitioning out of this particular gateway, which is sacred words, and into your next gateway. And so one of the things that you're supposed to do is identify and write down words or phrases that block you from your blessing. And so that means, what type of words or things do you say that are hindering you, or that are kind of you're putting yourself down, or you're just you intend to do one thing but you say something else, so you're kind of like self-sabotaging yourself. And this is regardless of if you're saying the words out loud or if these are words that you're thinking. So that's one of the things that you do, and I actually did that, and I was surprised at how many words and phrases that I have that I kind of say to myself on almost a daily basis. Um, that was really an eye opener for me. The second thing is to identify and make two lists in your journal, one for words or phrases that disempower you, and another list for words or phrases that empower you. So I took those same words and phrases that are sabotaging me, or that are, kind of like, I guess, defeating, anything that I say that I purpose to do, but I either think or say something contrary to that. So I took those words, and then I changed them or transformed them or replaced them with something else. So, for example, one of the things that she says is, here are some of the examples. She says, instead of saying I'm sick, say I'm detoxing. Instead of saying I'm tired, say I need rest. And I'm tired is one of my favorites. It's something that I say probably daily. Another one is I feel overwhelmed. And instead of saying I am overwhelmed, what you're saying is I am practicing prioritizing the things that I need to do, and I am completing the most important things first. You're still getting it done, but instead of saying I'm overwhelmed, you kind of, saying, hey, I'm going to find a solution to this. And then another thing, one of the other ones is that I thought was really great is I don't really use the word hate, but I do use I don't like this person, and so one of the things that she has is I hate him or her. And instead of saying that, say I accept how he behaves, even if I don't agree with her behavior. And so when I read that, I was like, okay, I believe that I can start saying that. I accept how they behave, even if I don't agree with their behavior. And I was watching an episode of Iyanla on the OWN channel, where she was helping, I think her last name is Lozada, one of the basketball wives. And what she was saying is that, the people that come into your lives, the way that she put it, and I'm totally paraphrasing here, but she said, your husband loved you enough to come into your life to teach you this lesson that you needed to learn. And this kind of goes hand in hand with something else that I read that says, no man is your enemy. Every man, meaning man or woman, is your teacher. And so I was like, okay, You know, that's something I'm definitely going to practice. And so then she gives examples of ways that you can begin to transform the words that you say and that you speak and you think. One of them is, she says, to perform a toxic word fast and avoid gossip. So if there's anything that you want to say to someone if they're in your presence, you shouldn't say it about them when they're not in your presence. That's how I look at that one. Fill your mind with divine thoughts by reading spiritually charged healing material and highlight the most healing words. Now, I think I had shared that I'm reading this book called The Game of, I think I showed y'all last time, The Game of Life and How to Play It. And this is a book that was recommended by, I believe it's Nubia Sutton One. She has an amazing channel, so if you haven't checked out her YouTube channel, you definitely want to do that. Let me see. Another thing, eat live organic vegetarian foods that feed the mind. Avoid sugar in all forms. Drink 2 quarts of water daily for the next 7 days. She's encouraging you to flush out impacted waste and gases. Avoid cursing yourself. I mean, there's just all kinds of stuff in here that you can do. And one of the exercises that I made sure that I made myself sit down and do is write 9 empowering affirmations in your journal to build your new lifestyle. So what I've been doing when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I say is thank you. And then what I try to do before I do anything else is I will, get in the room by myself and read through my 9 affirmations. Um, Another one is be observant of how your friends and associates talk about you. And I think for the most part, I've done a really good job of purging those people from my life that are not uplifting. I mean, there's a difference between being honest, which I really appreciate honesty from people, but those folks who just try to tear you down or they think that they're being funny and they say things that are not, they call it picking, I'm just picking at you or whatever. I don't really appreciate that, so I've eliminated those types of people from my life. So I think that I'm doing pretty good there. Um, yeah, and so there's some other things in here um, that are really great. Um, Something that I want to mention is that the church that I go to is going to be observing a 21-day fast, and so prior to going into the fast, I think that this is a really great time to take these 7 days. The fast actually starts on the 6th of January. To take this time to really focus on, purging my mind and my words, cleansing them is what I should say, is what I intend to say. And so here's one of the affirmations that is my first one that I start off with. And mainly because it was taken from Gateway 1. It says, my life reflects the levels of the words I speak. Today, I am transforming my life to express my higher good through energizing, healing words. And then she has a sacred word, end of the week commitment. And it has a line for signature and date. And it says, I commit myself to establishing and continuing the wisdom of Tahuti and the power of sacred words in all the areas of my life. And so it looks like a little scroll. Okay, let's get the angle right. There you go. And you can sign it. I'm not going to sign it though. If I really wanted to sign it, I would make a copy of it. I don't want to write on that. Anyway, so Gateway 1 has been a huge eye opener for me, and I have really enjoyed it. And so something that let me see, did I do anything in addition to what I did with the sacred space? I'm trying to think. So I had my tea, I had my flower essence, I had my eucalyptus essential oil. Oh yeah, I have my candle, my eucalyptus cucumber candle that I would light. And on those days when I really did not feel like I wanted to take my spiritual bath or anything like that, what I would do is I would light an incense. And I think that kind of helps alleviate or remove whatever energy was blocking me from, blocking my motivation from doing that. And then I was able to go ahead and move forward with taking the spiritual bath. So, yeah, so up until I think Saturday is going to be my last day in Gateway 1, Sacred Word. And then I'm going to begin Gateway 6, which is I believe it's healing, sacred healing. I believe so. Let me get you the right. Oh, sacred healing. Yep. So I am super excited about that one. And I'll actually begin this gateway the same day that I begin fast. So I'm really anxious to see how things are going to turn out, what my experience and my journey is going to be in Gateway 6, Sacred Healing. Something that I did, because like I said, you want to start where you are, but I believe as you progress or move on to different gateways, you want to incorporate a little extra. So what I did this time, and I'm so excited, and I know I've already said that, but that's because I'm super excited. What I did is I went out and I bought the stone that you use for Gateway 6, which is the bloodstone. So I went and picked out the bloodstone and I made a little pendant out of it by wrapping wire around it. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a beautiful stone. It's like this emerald green color, and then it has little hints of red and a little bit of, looks like a little bit of yellow. But I made this. And I just went and bought a little chain from Walmart and stuck it on there, and there we go. So, and I haven't began that gateway yet, but I was just so excited that I had created something like that. And when I went to pick out my stone, I was telling the woman who actually owned the store, I said, I don't know how to do this. And she said, don't say you don't know. Say that you are remembering how to do it. She said, because you already know how to do it. And I just thought that was just so phenomenal. So anyway, I have my flower essences, and I'll go into a little bit more detail on Gateway 6 about the things that I'm going to be using, the things that I'll do a haul for y'all for Gateway 6. But anyway, that's that. I'm so happy that I stuck with Gateway 1, Sacred Word, and it's definitely a gateway that I needed to be in for this time. Okay, so I hope things are going well for you on your journey. I talked way longer than what I planned to, but I hope to hear from some of you out there, and good luck on your journey and stay encouraged. Okay, take care.